The saga begins on a day that most of the world didn't see coming. A day where chaos, absurdity, and sheer audacity collided in a spectacle that only the Trump family could produce. It started with a confrontation between two titans of modern celebrity, Donald J. Trump, the man who many claim could not lose, and Elon Musk, the enigmatic entrepreneur whose ambitions often rivaled his temper. The tension had been building for months, simmering quietly behind closed doors until it reached a boiling point that would shake social media to its very core. Without Musk, Trump allegedly might have lost the election. But when Trump finally demanded that Musk leave, the world was treated to a sequence of events so dramatic it seemed scripted for a Hollywood blockbuster. Elon, refusing to be sidelined, erupted in a torrent of tweets. One in particular left the internet buzzing for days. Let's put that up on the big screen. Time to drop the really big bomb. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Those 4 words alone ignited a frenzy. It was the kind of revelation that could topple careers, dismantle legacies, and force historians to rethink the recent past. And yet, while the world held a collective breath, Trump's reaction was a mixture of outrage, denial, and a strange sense of amusement. Somewhere in Mar-a-Lago, he shook his head and muttered, "Have a nice day, DJT." Who knew politics could be so surreal? But before we delve further into this chaotic web of power, scandal, and spectacle, if you're new here at Scandal Pulse, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you never miss an update. This is a channel where no story is too outrageous, no revelation too shocking, and no detail too small to expose. You won't want to miss a single moment of the drama that unfolds next. It was in many ways a familiar scene by now. The Trump universe operates at a different frequency, one where logic often bowed to theatrics and reality is a mere suggestion. Donald Trump Jr., the eldest scion of the Trump empire, stormed into the public eye like an inflatable tube man gone rogue, flailing wildly at the latest attacks on his father. The trigger this time, Jimmy Kimmel, armed only with facts, timing, and a sharp wit, dared to lift the rug on Trump's tumultuous legacy. Don Jr.'s response was instant, over-the-top, and spectacularly unhinged. He ranted, he raved, and he tweeted with the intensity of someone holding the entire internet hostage with his emotions. The sheer chaos of his meltdown became an event in itself, a performance art piece in digital form where every misstep, misquote, and mispronunciation was catalogued for posterity. Meanwhile, on the broader stage of American politics, Trump continued to redefine the boundaries of absurdity. The president, a man known for his improvisational approach to governance, recently attempted to outline his economic plan using a chart upside down, insisting that this was a revolutionary concept. Public gatherings, rallies, and even the most routine press briefings became spectacles in which logic, law, and decency seemed optional. The Grand Canyon, for instance, was suddenly slated to host a $400 million Trump Freedom Tower, a monument intended to lift national morale. Critics laughed, supporters cheered, and Trump remained oblivious to the collective incredulity he inspired. In another corner of the world, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney delivered a speech of humility, admitting mistakes and committing to transparency and learning. For Trump, humility is a foreign concept, a language he has yet to master. But to Don Jr. Carney's message was a provocation, a personal insult, a challenge to the very notion of familial supremacy in the realm of public spectacle. This dynamic, the clash between rational governance and performative chaos, has become a recurring theme in the Trump narrative. The public saw glimpses of the absurdity at late-night talk shows, where the stakes are humor rather than policy. Jimmy Kimmel's monologue became cultural milestones, dissecting Trump's missteps with surgical precision. One montage highlighted the president confusing New Zealand for an imaginary island off the coast of Florida, treating global geography as if it were a fill-in-the-blank game. Don Jr., unable to process irony, reacted as though these comedic sketches were existential threats to the nation. His fury became part of the narrative, a mirror reflecting the larger-than-life absurdity of the Trump family ethos. Dr. Jane Goodall, famed for her work with chimpanzees, once said that observing primates teaches you much about patience, vigilance, and social dynamics. Watching Donald Trump, one might argue, requires similar skills. Hours pass in stunned observation, analyzing patterns of behavior, noting each inconsistency, and marveling at the spectacle. Trump's rallies, his media appearances, and his Twitter feed are a jungle in their own right, a chaotic ecosystem of ego, spectacle, and self-promotion. The observer can only watch, chronicle, and attempt to make sense of the forest of absurdities that unfold before them. Trump's obsession with branding permeates every aspect of his world. From renaming the Department of Education as a Patriot Academy to promoting lessons on mastering the art of the mugshot, Trump ensures that every narrative, every symbol, and every meme revolves around him. Don Jr. in turn elevates these absurdities into acts of heroism, treating each meme and marketing stunt as a patriotic duty. The line between reality and caricature is blurred, leaving the public to navigate a world where statues, slogans, and golf caddies hold the weight of presidential gravitas. In the realm of international diplomacy, Trump's eccentricities extend further. Leading the G7 conference early, he confounded world leaders who assumed he was engaged in crucial negotiations. Instead, he revealed plans to erect massive flagpoles at the White House, gifts from the president himself. The symbolism was as grandiose as it was baffling, a testament to theatricality that defines his approach. Meanwhile, Don Jr. praised every decision, no matter how disconnected from reality, as forward-thinking genius. To the Trump family, perception is reality, and reality bends to the will of performance. Late-night comedy remains one of the few mirrors reflecting the absurdity of this dynasty. Jimmy Kimmel's takedown highlighting Trump's infamous errors and Don Jr.'s tantrums felt less like entertainment and more like a public service. Audiences around the nation laughed, cringed, and sometimes cried at the unfolding drama. Yet, the family treated each critique as a personal attack, a national emergency demanding immediate response. The surrealism of this spectacle is not lost on anyone watching from the outside. A blend of theater, politics, and performance art in constant motion. Trump's legislative fantasies are equally bizarre. From proposing the replacement of the IRS with a national raffle system to renaming the Constitution as a Trumpetian, the audacity of his plans is matched only by the devotion of those who support him. Don Jr., unshaken by ridicule, continues to amplify every idea, no matter how preposterous, framing them as visionary acts while the rest of the nation grapples with disbelief. The Trump universe, with its own rules and logic, operates independently of conventional standards, as self-contained. Theater where the absurd is normalized and the impossible becomes policy. At the center of this maelstrom is Donald Trump himself, a man whose presence turns ordinary events into extraordinary narratives. From misguided economic proposals to imaginary battles with wind turbines, Trump's worldview is both bewildering and mesmerizing. His ability to transform mundane moments into spectacles of national importance underscores the power of performance in modern politics. Meanwhile, Don Jr., tasked with defending this chaotic empire, navigate a world where outrage and loyalty collide, creating a spectacle that is as entertaining as it is alarming. In the latest chapter of this ongoing saga, Trump appointed former reality show stars as press secretaries, demanding that every briefing begin with his theme song. Cabinet positions were distributed based on loyalty points, and every public appearance became an opportunity to reinforce the family brand. Don Jr., unwavering in his support, amplifies each absurdity, framing it as patriotic duty. The dynamic is both fascinating and terrifying. A family navigating power, influence, and media with an unmatched combination of delusion and determination. Even the most devoted supporters have begun to recognize cracks in the facade. Promises of new currencies, personal holidays, and national monuments dedicated to the family evoke a mixture of awe and incredul. Trump's attempt to rewrite history, manipulate perception, and control narrative challenge every conventional understanding of governance. Don Jr. in his unrelenting defense exemplifies the extremes of loyalty and spectacle, turning every misstep into a performance and every critique into an act of defiance. From the absurdity of national flags to the spectacle of late-night comedy, from international diplomacy to domestic theatrics, the Trump saga continues to unfold in ways that defy comprehension. The nation watches, chronicles, and debates, all while the family spins narratives that blur the lines between reality and fantasy. In this world, every statement, every action, and every tweet is a chapter in an epic story of power, absurdity, and spectacle. As the sun sets on another day in this ongoing political drama, the world can only reflect on the theater that has become American governance. With Don Jr.'s impassioned defenses, Trump's unparalleled audacity, and the endless stream of media attention, the story is far from over. It is a narrative that demands attention, analysis, and sometimes laughter as the drama unfolds before a captivated nation. And here at Exposed Nation, we are committed to bringing you every twist, every revelation, and every absurdity, ensuring that no moment is left unexplored, no story untold. Stay tuned, stay alert, and always question what is being presented. This is a Trump saga as it was never seen before, chronicled in real time for all the world to witness. And remember, if you haven't yet, subscribe to Exposed Nation for more in-depth explorations of the stories that matter, the spectacles that shock, and the truths that often hide behind the headlines. Because in this world of chaos, one thing remains constant. We will uncover it all. The circus is not ending. The show goes on. Don Jr. rants, Trump schemes, and the nation watches, alternately horrified and mesmerized. Every day is another chapter. Every tweet a new plot twist. And every rally an event worthy of history books or at least late-night comedy sketches. And through it all, Exposed Nation will be here guiding you through the madness, highlighting the absurd, and ensuring that the story, no matter how bizarre, is never forgotten.